Hey guys, what's going on? White here from Recline Gamers, bringing you a Wi-Fi battle against Madao from Recline Gamers. I lead off with my Prugly as he leads off with his Swellow. I'm going to go for the Fake Out. I almost was 100% positive he'd go for Protect, but he doesn't, which is weird. But that's good for me because now he's at about half health, and that Swellow's a huge threat, so having it at low HP is good. He goes out to his Golurk, maybe predicting a return or U-turn, but I switch out anyway because he's faster than me and will probably OHKO. So I go into my Weezing, which happens to be a good counter to his Golurk as well. He goes into his Tentacool. I predicted a switch, but I went for the Will-O-Wisp anyway because having Golurk burn pretty much ruins it. So he goes into his Tentacool. I'm going to go back to my Prugly. I knew he'd go for Toxic Spikes here. He probably should have tried to burn me, but whatever. I guess he wanted his entry hazards up. If I was him, I would have Scald, but whatever. He goes into his... what's that thing called? Cradily, yeah. And I taunt him because I don't want him getting up that second layer of Toxic Spikes. But I taunt his Cradily. Can't really do anything to his Cradily, so I U-turn and I end up hitting this Golurk. So yeah, I'm gonna switch now. And I'm going into my Weezing because Golurk can't do shit to Weezing. I knew for a fact he'd switch here. But again, I went for Will-O-Wisp. Because, I don't know, I really wanted that burn, I guess. So yeah. Because of the burn damage, he's sitting at about 2/3 right now. So I know I'll be able to 2-hit KO him with Thunderbolt. So Thunderbolt's going to get him down to about 1/3. And then Burn's going to bring him down to about 1/4. So he goes for the Giga Drain, which I think is... oh, that's why he didn't go for Scald. He doesn't have it. That's why. He has Giga Drain as his one attack move. I forgot. My bad. Alright, so I'm going to T-Bolt him. He ends up living that. But it doesn't matter because he's going to die from Burn now. So yeah. I think it's 6-5 me at this point. And he does... I took down a special wall, which is good. He goes into his Liepard. And I knew he'd sub because I've versed him with his Liepard on PO a bunch of times, so I know what it does. So I Thunderbolt him to break the sub because I don't want him behind the sub. That's how it works. If he gets behind the sub, it's pretty much over. He'll just wall and troll the rest of your team with swagger and substitutes. It's not fun. So on this turn, I knew he'd go for swagger. And I went into my Prugly, which the only reason why I brought this thing in the first place was because it has its own tempo, meaning that this Liepard really can't do much to me. I'm sure if you guys don't know what this Liepard does, go watch his team review video or whatever. It's somewhere in our recent videos. He just put it out like a week ago. But anyway, I go for the Fake Out because I know he'll probably OHKO the Liepard. He goes into his Cradily and +2 Fake Out stab does absolute nothing. Look at that damage. Terrible. He's gonna recover that off in 2 turns of leftovers. That's how little it did. I go for the U-turn, which I forgot was super effective. I thought Rock Resist bugged for a second, and it does a lot. I was kind of surprised. I thought he'd live that with much more, looking at how much the Fake Out did, but I guess it was a min-max type thing. So I go out to my Sawk, and I know the close combat here is extremely obvious, so I'm just going to go for it anyway, because I figure maybe he predicts me to over-predict or whatever, and he gets up his Stealth Rock last turn. I guess I should have taunted, but I don't think it matters. So I go for the close combat, which was pretty obvious. I thought he'd switch into his Golurk, but he didn't. I guess he was trying to Death Fodder, which makes sense, because now he can set up with his Golurk, which is what I thought. I thought I was playing in his head so bad. I was like, oh, I got him right here. Because he really thinks I'm Choice Scarfed, but I'm actually not. I'm Expert Belt. It's to fool everyone that thinks I'm Choice Scarfed and try to do stuff like this. But it almost worked because he goes into something with Levitate, and I'm like, shit. So now he's like, oh crap, I just dodged a bullet. And I'm like, yeah. Because he pretty much, oh, that was so annoying. I could have totally took him off guard here and KO'd this stupid thing. But it almost works. And it does a lot of damage with close combat, so whatever. Kills me off with this Volt Switch. I'm at -1 and about half HP, so I know it would kill it. Or it would kill me. My bad. He Volt Switch, he has to switch. He goes into his Swellow, trying to get a late game sweep going on, and I don't want that to happen, so I'm going to go into my Sneasel, which carries priority moves. because Swallow is really fast, and this is the only reason, or only way you can kill it, really. I go for the Fake Out, which will do a lot, or enough to 2-hit KO it. And then after the burn damage, I know he'll die next turn. So I'm going to go into my Per Ugly, because I don't want my Sneasel taking unnecessary poison and Life Orb recoil damage. So I Death Fodder my Per Ugly. And there's a double down because we both died. Yeah. So he goes back into his Liepard. So I'm going to go into my Haunter, because Haunter hasn't seen any use this battle, so I'm like, what the hell, I'll use it. So I go for Sludge Bomb. I really wish it knew Sludge Wave, but Haunter can't learn it for some reason. That would have definitely killed if it was Sludge Wave. Goes for the Foul Play, which will easily kill me off because I'm weak to it, and it's Stab and Haunter's defense, so yeah. So the reason I kept Swiper around the Sneasel is because this thing's fast. I thought he was Prankster ability, but he's actually Limber, which is weird. But yeah, I go for the Fake Out because he'll probably kill off the Liepard. He goes into his Golurk trying to get me to take poison damage, or I don't know, maybe he thought I was choice. But I go for the Ice Punch, and it kills him off. The most unnecessary crit of all time right there too. So I'm sitting at like 17 HP after all this damage I'm taking, like residual. But I'll be able, I can live and hit him with the Ice Shard. I know I'm gonna die after one turn, and there's no reason for me to switch out because the Stealth Rock will just kill me off anyway. So I Ice Shard him, and he dies. So now it's 1-2, or 2-1 me. He goes out to his Electros. Go into my camera up because it's especially bulky. I think I could take whatever he has. He ends up going for Grass Knot, and it does a lot. I was not expecting that at all. I know he's Specs, but that's a lot of damage, especially because I'm max special bulky. I go for my Lava Plume, and it kills him off. So thanks for watching. More Wi-Fi battles on the way. Rate, comment, subscribe. See you guys next time.